My name is Ache, and I just want to start by saying thank you so much for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. I hope you enjoy this episode, and who knows, maybe you can relate.
Have you ever felt like you were forced to grow up and change different things about yourself for a certain time of your life? I feel as though I was forced to elevate for this chapter of my life. There were certain things I went through all at once where I'm like, damn, I'm not ready for all this right now. But God said, that's too damn bad. My question is, what is God preparing me for? And honestly, I have no idea. But I must say, I feel ready for whatever's coming. During the middle part of COVID, like a lot of people, life felt very stagnant for me. I had just graduated for the second time, quit my job, found a new one, and started working pretty much every single day. All I did was work, sleep, eat, and occasionally hang out with friends and family. Because, work-life balance. While other people may have started their own businesses or started working out or picked up a new hobby, I was stuck in a routine that I was extremely comfortable in, and I genuinely did not know how to get out of it. And truthfully, I had no real intentions to get out of it because of how comfortable I was. Then boom, out of nowhere, things started to pick up, but not because I wanted them to, but because it needed to for my own personal growth. But of course, at the time, I didn't know that. I just thought, hey, finally some excitement in my life. My mom, my sister, and I moved to Mississauga. I got my first of 3 cars. I fell in love with a situationship, and family life was not going smoothly, and it affected all of us involved. All those situations taught me the same thing in different ways. Never get too comfortable and to be patient. Moving was so annoying because I loved the old house so much. Literally ask anybody. But after a few months, I finally detached myself from the old house and focused on making my new space a comfortable one. The move needed to happen. And yes, it was sad, but it's okay. Because now I have a room that I love even more than the old one. Because there was intention in creating my space. And I actually took the time to make it feel warm. Side note, if you haven't already, I highly recommend you invest in your bedroom. I promise you'll feel 1,000 times better if you dedicate some time into making your room feel cozy and special to you. And keep your room clean. As for the cars, my goodness. Okay, I was having the worst luck. Oh my gosh. My biggest issue was that I needed a car because I was always in Toronto and busing from Mississauga was not an option for me. I'm sorry. I left all that long distance missioning for high school Ache and college Ache, okay? The first car I got lasted like 4 months. It just stopped starting and I was so distraught. I was just getting comfortable and my fellow drivers will understand, but the freedom that comes with driving is just unmatched. So I was pissed when the car stopped working. I got a second car that lasted about 3 months. It was so bad, I would have to ask random people to jumpstart my car at least twice a week. But after all that stress, I finally got my actual first car, fresh off the lot, and it has been holding me down for 3 years now. This whole car situation definitely taught me how to be patient during uncomfortable and inconvenient times. A lesson I needed to learn for the years that came after, especially last year. The situationship taught me never to get too comfortable, specifically in something so inconsistent like a situationship. Because let's be honest, I hope to be extremely comfortable with the person I'm meant to be with one day, obviously. It took up so much of my time and so much energy that I really needed for myself. And I learned that the hard way. If you really want, you can listen to the Situationship Breakup Part 2 episode if you want the full tea on that. As for the family matters, the whole experience brought me back to what I love to do, which is creating safe environments for individuals to open up, vent, be vulnerable, and reset. And because of that, I decided to go back to school for a 3rd time to study psychology and by God's grace, become a licensed therapist. I had to learn to be more patient and to find comfort in discomfort because I was tested in these lessons with everything that happened last year. Plus, these are great life skills to have in general. This time around, I'm way more patient and I'm actively putting myself in uncomfortable situations so that I never get to the level of stagnation that I was in before. I do that by volunteering, trying new hobbies, and going to new places when I can. Right now, I'm being pushed, or called to, if you will, to focus on myself inside and out, to heal old wounds that still affect me, and to shine as bright as I possibly can. Sounds great and all now, but I didn't want to accept this calling at first. I was okay with being not okay. My victim mentality was top notch, let me tell you. I didn't think I deserved to be okay for whatever reason, and I didn't want to be alone. I accepted defeat. But slowly and surely, my mindset shifted, and now I'm okay. I'm actually more than okay. I'm great. And shout out to Beyonce's Renaissance album for being the soundtrack to my newfound confidence. Don't get it twisted though, okay? I'm not perfect. And I still have days where I get anxious or annoyed due to my impatience, or days where I feel insecure, or days where I feel myself getting too comfortable with being bummy. And this is why I gotta check in with myself, because my intentions have changed. I want to be better, therefore I need to do better. It's okay to have off days. We are human. But once you set clear intentions for yourself, you'll see and feel the shift in your mindset a lot faster than if you didn't have those clear intentions. Respectfully, I've got shit to do now, and I'm busy. The push was hard, but the forced elevation was needed. If you're going through it right now, just keep going. It'll probably suck for a while, like a long while, but nothing lasts forever. And it will hopefully encourage you to change for the future. And like Beyonce said, that's that keep going. That's that never stop. I bet that sounded like the end of the episode, but it's not. I wrote that while I was in Cuba, so sometime late December. And I truly did mean everything I said at the time. And there's still a lot of truth in what I said. But I definitely have a different mindset now. I came back to Canada so refreshed, feeling confident, feeling powerful, feeling motivated, just feeling like I could conquer the world. And then it didn't take much for life to humble me. You know those days when you wake up in a shitty mood, but you tell yourself, it's okay, I'm sure the day will get better. But then little things start to happen that actually make your day so much worse. Like bumping your toe at the corner of your bed, spilling your morning coffee all over yourself, getting into your car and realizing you forgot to put gas, so now you're running late, having a bird poo on you while you're getting out of the car. Just small, annoying things like that make you want to just throw the whole day away. I was having these type of days a lot. Every time I was faced with one of these little inconveniences, I would just tell myself, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm happy. I'm confident. I'm good. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But as God continued to test me, my optimism slowly disappeared. The pep talks I was giving myself to stay in a positive headspace started to sound like a made-up script. It became meaningless, and it stopped working. And to top it all off, I felt like I was back in a stagnant space. I felt like there was no passion or fire in my life. I started praying for something exciting to happen so that I can feel something again. I was back to a routine of just work, school, volunteering, work, school, volunteering, and then occasionally meeting up with friends. And that's if I could convince myself to go. I got weak and tired. Everything felt pointless and fake. Luckily, I was still feeling pretty confident, superficially, and thank God, because that would have just been my 13th reason. I feel like it's normal for humans to want to feel purposeful in life. And when you're in a chapter or a season of your life where the purpose is not clear anymore, or it doesn't feel right anymore, or it feels like it's not possible anymore, or you simply just don't know what it is, it can create a sense of feeling lost. And feeling lost can be very scary. I feel like I know what my purpose is, but when I'm put in a season of stagnation, I begin to second guess myself. I question if my purpose is something I just made up or if it's really God's plan for me. And that's where the patience comes in. In the beginning of this episode, I said that my patience was great and that it's gotten so much better. But now I can't willingly be patient. It makes me extremely anxious and uneasy. So instead, I indulge in distractions, like binge watching TV shows and eating, and that's pretty much it because I don't have time to distract myself any other way. Everything I do right now feels like it's by force. When I wrote the first part, having patience felt natural. It didn't feel like I was banging my head against the wall and pacing back and forth. It literally felt so easy. But then I realized the things that I needed patience for before are not the same things I need patience for right now. The things that were testing me before are not the same things that are testing me right now. These tests are forcing me to elevate even more. I thought that because I was doing so well with this new mindset, where I felt like nothing could get me down, that it meant that something amazing or grandiose was going to happen. But then nothing happened. And I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. And while I was waiting, I felt like I was getting picked at by the universe and tested over and over and over again by God. And in my head, I thought, I did all the tests already. Am I not where you need me to be right now? I thought I was on the right track. So why aren't you putting me there? And once I started to ask those questions, I realized that the test really had just begun. Now it really feels like I'm being forced to elevate. I feel like I'm being forced to keep going. Why? I don't know. I don't know anymore, but I know I have to keep going for whatever reason. I've worked way too hard, and I've learned way too many things to stop now and not be great. It's not an option. I will be great. I'm just tired and extremely bored right now. But all these little things that have been happening, they've taught me a lot about keeping the little things little, not allowing my boredom to make little things feel like more than they are. It also taught me to lean on God for every single thing, even the little things. I'm learning that even though the path that I'm on may feel distorted and may look broken and may have terrible weather conditions sometimes, this is my story. This is my path, and it's unique to me. Sometimes your path may feel like a lot of horrible things, but like I've said before, nothing lasts forever. Your path, it's been clear before, and we just need to have faith that it'll be clear again. Then we have to remember that it's not clear forever, and that's just the cycle of life. There's a balance, it's yin and yang. And like I said earlier in the episode, I'm human. I'm gonna have down days, and sometimes the down days will last a lot longer than I anticipated. I just gotta keep telling myself that it won't last forever, and you should do the same. And I'm not gonna lie, when you tell yourself that, it may sound unreal or unachievable, but you need to push through that and consistently remind yourself that it's not forever. I think it's the only thing that keeps me going, really. My faith for a better day. Just try and remember all the things that you've learned up until this point in your life. Majority of the things you learned came from experiences that may have hurt you, mentally or physically or whatever. A lot of those lessons most likely came from a dark place, but you came out the other end better and stronger. Do not get comfortable while you're in a season that may feel stagnant to you. Use this time to improve yourself from the inside out, one day at a time. Allow yourself to have those down days. It's not everyday achievements or everyday productive. Some days you just need to rest. And I'm currently trying to work on that for myself. So I understand how difficult that can be, but you need to try. Rest is necessary to grow muscle because it gives your muscles a chance to heal. So give yourself a chance to heal and rest. I was so convinced that I was being elevated for some sort of new life. I thought my life was going to take a 180 turn and then something amazing was going to happen right away. And although I think that's still true, or at least I hope so, it's not my timing. But in the meantime, I need to work on elevating myself so that I can make room within myself for the amazement to fit in my life, and so that I can mentally prepare myself for whatever is to come. Because with all the good that comes to you, you need to remember that nothing lasts forever. And when it begins to rain on your path and you begin to get tested again, because you will get tested, you gotta remember the things you've learned along the way. I honestly don't think it'll ever get easier because I feel like the tests are just going to keep getting harder. But I think with the right mindset and good mental health, the confusing, hazy part of your path may not last as long. But I don't know for sure. Life is extremely unpredictable. Sometimes we just gotta roll with the punches. Sometimes you'll feel like the first half of the episode, and sometimes you'll feel like this part. And that's okay. They're both very true and very real to who you are and your journey. Just remember, things can change, and that's okay. If you can relate, share this with somebody and maybe they can relate too. This is the Maybe You Can Relate Songs to Discover segment, where I put you on to a new song at the end of every episode. This week, we have a song by an artist named Tapper. Tapper is a 25-year-old Brampton native hip-hop recording artist who has been steadily building a buzz within the industry. Tapper is known for blending his rhyming aesthetics and styles between both old school and new rap while maintaining a modern style. This song was conceived during Tapper's first trip to Los Angeles, using the lyrics to partially serve as a form of manifestation towards the life he's building. The record also features background vocals from Vanessa and LD Banco, two talented creatives from the city of Toronto. Okay, so let's get right into it. This is Incognito by Tapper.
Yeah, I'm up in El Monte, low-key in the East End. Took the team to Beverly Hills, so now we feasting. Kodak film rolls like my pockets, they got me cheesing. Had to catch the vibe, left the city with all that beef shit. Eggs with the turkey, that's something just for my maintenance. Airline stewardess asking me about my fragrance. Shawty said that boy named Tapper, I like his cadence. Wanna flock around the team, man, you would've thought we was famous. I've been down and out for way too long, in the trenches of it. Now I see my problems like clouds, I had to rise above it. I've been second guessing, reminding myself my time is coming. Took me everything in my body to prove that I was something. Yeah, send me the Addy, we gon' slide through. Drop top bands when we ride through. Another day I'm riding around in a nice mood. Hey, tennis shades, my ankles out, baby, what it do? See me right now where I'm not supposed to be. Where I'm from, it's sitting at 5-6 degrees, yeah. Tired of being tired, I'm not big.
If you want to hear the rest of this song, I have the link in my caption for you to go ahead and do just that. You can find all relevant links to Tapper on his website, madetoeat.net/Tapper, as well as follow him on all social media platforms at Kid Named Tapper. Again, the link will be in the caption, so don't you worry. And thanks for listening.
If you want your song to be on the Maybe You Can Relate Songs to Discover segment, make sure to click the link in my bio, go to the MYCR Songs to Discover form, fill it out, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.